say Republicans right now are trying to recruit and give bonuses to people who want to serve in ICE, and Democrats right now and people on the left are encouraging violence against people who want to serve in ICE.
They are?
And are putting them in harm's way.
So in this clip, we're going to watch Ana Kasparian and Scott Jennings. They went at it apparently on CNN, and it's so annoying because I can't find the longer clip, but it was quite the fight. She's like, she's totally disgusted with Scott Jennings. It's so annoying because he makes points that I do have to agree with, but Ana Kasparian was pissed with Scott Jennings, but there's more of a reason of why Ana Kasparian was pissed with Scott Jennings, but everybody is talking about this clip from CNN. Ana Kasparian has been going on CNN speaking more, and she was going off on Scott Jennings.
Way every day.
How
so
exactly?
The two parties and how they're treating ICE agents right now, I think Republicans embracing recruitment of ICE and Democrats encouraging maybe violence.
So we're just going to make a declarative
Terrible.
statement like that without providing a single shred of evidence.
You have not seen the myriad stories of ICE agents?
Okay,
Democrats every day are calling them the Gestapo. Do you think that helps or hurts?
Well, they do act like Gestapo when they're...
So this is what everybody got worked up about, was that she said, well, they do act like Gestapo. You know, I mean... okay, so here's the thing about ICE is that, you know, back in the day when immigration would come through or whatever, people didn't have cell phones. People didn't have, you know, these little gadgets that can take images of what was going on and how they were picking the people up and, you know, like putting them away. Okay. So this kind of tactic has been used for forever, probably, you know, decades, however long this has been an issue. But now we can see it, and so it does get a lot of people worked up. I'm not really, I got to tell you, listen, I was all about mass deportations until I started seeing that there's also a bias in how they're doing their deportations. And so now I really just don't trust the government when it comes to anything. But it was this part right here that got people extremely worked up. I'm going to have to use somebody else's clip that I really don't like. But I want you to see, she really got mad.
Showing up.
Now you're doing
well, they are.
I
They're just showing up.
I assume you condone the violence.
Pesky trucks.
Do you condone the violence?
Home Depot. I don't want my tax dollars going to that garbage, okay? Those people do not deserve to be treated that way simply because they might be undocumented.
Do the ICE agents deserve to be having violent acts committed, rocks thrown at them?
No, they don't. They don't.
Kill
and
them?
those people who do that get arrested, and they should be
And
arrested.
why don't they doing that?
arrested
Because
either.
they've been told the ICE agents are
Have you
Gestapo.
considered the fact that in a city like Los Angeles that has a massive immigrant community, when they see their mothers or fathers or family members rounded up, that leads to a lot of rage, and they retaliate. I'm not saying they should. That is criminal. They should not assault a police officer. Let me just tell you something. Someone messes with my family, I get violent. Okay, that's how I feel about family.
Good to know.
I protect family. So don't be surprised when people feel angry.
So, you know, in a table like this, and Scott, he's looking like, you know, I'm the righteous one. I beat you, Anna. I got, you know, I'm above you. I don't act like that. I'm holier than thou. And she's saying that. She's really saying what most people would do anyway. But this was not necessarily necessary to say. I don't know what made Anna get really into it and make, this is not a point to make, because then the next person is going to say, we can't promote this kind of violence, right? We can't promote it. We may know it, but we can't promote it.
When they feel that there's a bunch of feds in their city invading their city,
there's a violent streak in
going
the country
after
right
people
now
who are just day
against-
laborers in a Home Depot parking lot.
That's dangerous talk.
It leads to unrest. It leads to a ton of
No, it's
unrest.
more than that. They are physically attacking
And
them.
by the way,
There's an
interesting.
800% increase in attacks on ICE agents.
I'm just annoyed that I'm going to, unfortunately, you know, use this guy's footage that I don't really like too much, but...
Household who are undocumented and the census person shows up to take account, I'm not opening the door. So the census is going to be real messed up if the Supreme Court, which I don't know how the Supreme Court's going to rule. You're right. It's a very conservative Supreme Court.
Is messed up now.
Is it messed up? I mean, they're counting people who live in the United States.
There's no doubt that
conservatives don't like that it counts
undocumented.
They can't vote, but it determines who gets to serve.
Every census in history up until this point.
That's for sure.
No, it also determines who's in Congress, and it might mean 20
The
to
number of
30
seats.
That's why Democrats are in the middle of a high-speed come-apart right now.
Well, hang on to 30
Well,
Dan,
Texas and
first-
Florida better be real careful because they're under the assumption that they don't have a bunch of undocumented immigrants residing in those red states.
Dan, and then I have one.
To say Republicans right now are trying to recruit and give bonuses to people who want to serve.
So we did just look at that clip, but you know what? Why don't we look at it again? Because, well, no, that was hold on. He got a little bit more of it. No, he didn't. We'll look at a little bit more of this argument, but again, Ana has the wrong. Like, there's just, you can't have the illegals, Ana. There's no argument for them. And people are flooding their states with them, you know, so that they can get more funding, more, you know, more votes. We know it. It's just all such a messed up system. But it goes back to you cannot have the illegals, Ana. You just can't.
Roll the clip.
They are.
I
They're
assume-
just showing
I
up
assume you
at,
condone the
in
violence.
Penske trucks.
Do you condone the
at
violence?
Home Depot. Listen,
Because they came out
I
with
don't want my
Penske trucks
tax
does not
dollars
make
going to
them
that
Gestapo.
garbage, okay? Those people do
Enforcement
not
of federal
deserve
law?
to be treated that way simply
Who
because
does? What
they
people?
might be
Do the ICE
undocumented.
agents deserve to be having violent acts committed, rocks thrown at them?
No, they
people
don't.
Trying to
They don't.
kill
And
them?
those people who do that get arrested, and they should be
And why
arrested.
don't
and
they
they're
don't
always get
prosecuted.
arrested?
Because
either.
they've been told the ICE agents are
Have you
Gestapo.
considered the fact that in a city like Los Angeles that has a massive immigrant community, when they see their
Illegal.
mothers or fathers or family members rounded up,
Illegal.
that leads to a lot of rage and they retaliate. I'm not saying they should. That is criminal. They should not assault
sounds
a
like you're
police
condoning
officer.
it.
Let me just tell you something. Someone messes with my family, I get violent. Okay, that's how I feel
Okay.
about family.
Good
I
condoning.
protect family. So don't be surprised when people feel angry when they feel that there's a bunch of feds in their city
There's a violent
invading their
streak- there's
city,
a violent streak in
going
the country
after
right
people
now
who are just day
against-
laborers in a
Yeah,
Home
that's-
Depot
that's-
parking lot.
So he's using her as an example too, and that would have pissed me off. I'd have been like, "Yo, shut the f." Like, bro, I would not. This would not be my argument though. So, Ana really like went full left wing with it. This is just not my argument. Here's my argument about it. It's the thing is like we can't. Okay, straight up and down. You all right? If you want to go out and try to get an ICE way when they're doing what they're doing. You know, obviously there's going to be consequences for that, and that's just a simple fact. I'm not condoning that or promoting that at all, okay? Because it just doesn't work like that, right? That said, too, at the same time, I really, like I said, I don't trust ICE with what's happening. I know they have to do their job, but, you know, with this administration, they're talking about, you know, deporting people for anti-Semitism. And that, come on. Even if you are somebody who's not fully paying attention, when you hear those terms, somebody's saying that that's part of the plan, that, you know, they're going to do things like that. It's like, well, wait a second. When did that become, when did that become a criteria? Again, if it's that you're deporting people who are illegal, yeah, they have to go. But what about this criteria of they're here legally, but because they don't agree, or maybe they write an op-ed about our current, you know, geopolitical standpoint as far as Ben Shapiro's favorite country and everything else, and it's not in a good favor, a good manner. Maybe that was their college, you know, paperwork that they had to put in. They shouldn't be deported for that, right? And for the person, for the tool, because Tim Pool has said this, oh, well, when you're here as a guest, so you don't get a right to speak. This is college, it's school. We need you to write a paper on such and such. Okay, cool, let me use this example. And then now this becomes the thing that gets me sent home, you know. And yeah, sent home because I didn't agree with that. And sent home, meaning they were here legally. Yeah, okay, fine. And for the, like, I make these arguments, but like, for the other person will say, well, yeah, that's your home. Then you just go back home. They didn't do anything. They were here legally. They were vetted. They were here legally. So what's that about? So I'm a little weary. I'm not going to hold you. Like, sometimes I look and I'm a little weary, but I just don't think that Ana picked the right. No, I know Ana didn't really pick the right way to express her thoughts and opinions. A lot of people will be like, well, that's because she's already just a leftist. I mean, she's independent. All these labels, they don't mean anything to me. They really don't. But at the end of the day, this happened, and I thought it was pretty interesting. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.